Hello and welcome to today's video. Today we are swatching Shroomdom by Mooncat. This is a fabulous translucent red jelly with iridescent flakes. This is an older polish but still available. This is my first Christmas polish and I think it's a perfect Santa red. In the bottle shot, you can see some of those flakes flashing gold, but otherwise they just appear reddish. I'm looking at my hands now, and in person, I think the flakes look better. I also think my full hand shots will give you a better idea of how the flakes look. In the first coat, you can see how pigmented this is. You will be able to see on the left side of my nail, I put on a little less polish, and it can look just a little more pink where it is thin. I don't think I'll ever wear it in one coat because two gives a good manicure, but I could see this polish actually being good for nail art because it has such good opacity. Especially for a jelly, the LEDs aren't really showing any of the flake colors. Mostly they are looking like an iridescent red with a bit of a silver lean, but the flakes are not silver. Their main colors are gold and magenta, but later on you will see some orange tones. In the second coat, I get a manicure that I'm happy with. The color is even. For those that hate nail line, I'm not sure if a third would help because I've never gone to the third coat. To me, a third felt so unnecessary. However, I do feel confident saying that a third would not deepen the color. It would only get you more opacity. I think my nail line does still show, but I do think you have to search for it. And if one of the things you hate about jellies is how different the free edge looks from the nail plate, that isn't the effect this polish gives. In my experience, you get even coverage across the entire nail. This polish could work for Christmas baubles, reindeer noses, holly berries, Santa's outfit, so many red applications. For the sun shot, we're into my winter protocol. I'm sitting by my back door to take the footage. I know it isn't as good because I can't swing around as much, but I do not want frostbite. I would need to expose my fingers to film, and that just isn't going to mix well with a Canadian winter. Also, welcome to the utility shelf I used for my gardening implements. I'm hoping everyone will be okay with this. You can see how bright and glowy that red base is. I think the best finger to look at to see the free edge is my middle finger. I feel like you can barely see my free edge. I'd call this 95% opacity. When I'm over to the right, you can see some gold flashes from the flakes. And when my fingertips are pointed downwards, I can sometimes see a line of magenta. For the second shot, I used the blinds to create a bit of a dappled light scenario. If you're epileptic, you might want to skip this. When I'm pointed at the window on the left side, you can see flakes of that magenta again. And as I move around to the right, you can see more of the gold shifts. In this lighting, the flakes can look more like dark spots than anything else. When I slow down near the end, I feel like the gold is more obvious. I was thinking this could be an alternate Mr. Krabs polish for me. If I had to buy it anew today, this would be a good choice in my opinion, especially when the gold flakes are making the base seem a little more warm. But this isn't my Mr. Krabs polish, but we'll talk about those, I think, maybe in January. And finally, I move over to a spot that had some indirect light from the window, but also some artificial light. I think this is where the flakes really show well. You can see how they have a amber, orange, and a vermilion shift now. I do still see some magenta at the center of my nail in the artificial light that is over to the left. I also see a magenta line down the right side of my nail when I am closer to the window. And that is all for today. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe so that I can carefully fold myself into the clean, crisp lines of an origami swan. Only my second wing will never be completed because the other is too stiff to fold it. Please enjoy a clip of my little red squirrel grabbing a peanut and running for freedom.